Welcome back to a little bit of Common Crazy. Today I'm sharing with you more of my crafting countdown to Christmas. I'm excited because I took one Dollar Tree snowman, but I've given you two different ways of how you can use him. I really hope that you love these countdown to Christmas crafting ideas that I'm giving you. If you have missed any of them, I will leave a card up here for you to check out, as well as in the description below. If you are new to my channel or you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that way you are notified every time that I upload a video. Don't forget, if you do love this, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's go ahead and head right on in to the two projects. So here I have the 14-inch wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and the burlap I actually picked up at Walmart because I'm able to get a wider width. And you see here that I'm taking half of a pipe cleaner and I'm threading it through, and then I'm going to tie that along the two bottom rings of the form. Now you can get burlap at the Dollar Tree if you want to. It's just thinner and you're going to use more of it, so your cost actually will go up. So this is actually a less expensive way to go about it. I'm always making sure that I'm saving money one way or another. So now that I've gotten the burlap on there, I'm taking it through the different rings. And so you'll just kind of push it through each one. The very first one is always the hardest because this is where you determine how fluffy you want your wreath to be. And I'm gonna do a pretty fluffy wreath. So once I have it the way I want it, I'm gonna scrunch it into this corner over there, twist it like a sandwich tie. And now it's time to start again on the inner ring. I'm gonna push it through. Now this very first one is where you kind of get it straightened up the way you want it to so that the burlap will lay underneath the other rings. And then once you have it like that, they're really easy to pull through. Again, once you have all three through, again, scrunch it, twist it, and repeat the pattern. You're gonna do 3 different bunches per section. So once I finish with this one, then I'm gonna begin on the next section. So at the end of this, I don't really bunch it. I kind of hold onto it, and then I still turn and twist the burlap before I start the process again. So here you see I'm turning it. Now I'm going back up onto the beginning of the next section, and I will continue this until I go all the way around the wreath. Once I get to the end, I take the other half of the pipe cleaner, thread it through, and now I'm gonna twist it. This time I'm actually going in on the 2 middle rings, and then I'm gonna twist that around in order to secure it. You can always use hot glue. I just this time wanted to use pipe cleaner. I picked this ribbon up at the Dollar Tree as well. It's just a burlap Christmas ribbon. I'm gonna loop it through, and now I used a hot glue gun to secure the ribbon to itself so it stays attached. After that, I take the ribbon and I'm gonna go around the wreath and just kind of move from the outside to the inside, and I will take it through the rings. I fold the ribbon in half and then I push it under the ring, and because the burlap is already there, it will secure the ribbon into place. Once I'm done, I cut off the excess, loop it around, and then I use hot glue again to secure it. Now it's time to move on to the snowman. I don't like the way his hat looks. I feel like it looks a little bit cheap, so I want to take off the red and the little berry section. His nose was already loose, but I'll fix that up in a little bit. And then I very carefully am taking off his bow tie. I'm using the stocking that I picked up at the Dollar Tree instead of fabric. Now, if you do have Christmas fabric, by all means, use what you have. I'm all about that. But I wanted to give you an option of something that you could do if you don't have something on hand. So I'm tracing out his bow tie and cutting that out, and I will start assembling my snowman. So here I'm going to use hot glue. I just find it faster than trying to wait for something to dry. And I'm going to put the nose back on and put his bow tie back on. I'm taking more fabric from the stocking and I'm cutting it for his hat so that I can fix what I took apart. So I made it longer than the length, and that just makes it a lot easier because all I have to do is place it on with hot glue, and then I'm going to flip it over and hot glue it on the back, and that way I wasn't having to be as precise. Now it's time to embellish his hat. So I grabbed this, I think it's like an ornament. It's one of those clippy things that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just breaking it apart so that I can use the parts that I want. So what's really nice about this is if you already have something else on hand, again, use what you have, and there are so many different options because I'm using just a little bit of the greenery, a little bit of berries, and the pine cone. And so almost anything that you can find like this will work. So again, with the hot glue, just adding all the parts to it, and then my snowman is ready to be assembled onto my wreath. So again, more hot glue. If you can tell, hot glue is definitely the tool of choice for this project, as well as for my next one. So just gluing him onto the wreath, and then I'm like, don't like the bow tie, let's change that out. So I decided to take the red, I'm gonna glue that on, and there you have it. Definitely my rustic snowman burlap wreath. I hope you love him. I absolutely do. So I'm taking apart the second snowman just like I did with the first and changing up a few things, but I will assemble him in just a little bit. So first I'm going to work on my board. So I have this board, it's 2 pieces of pallet wood that I have glued together. I use this for a Halloween project. You can always check that out if you want to have more details. So I'm taking some paint that I already had on hand that's been well loved, and I'm doing a thin coat and then wiping it with a clean rag, more of a whitewash look. And I'm going in now with this water-based glaze. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put on just a little bit of it kind of in a thin coat very carefully, and I'll go in with a clean rag and wipe that as well so I can achieve the look that I am looking for. So I have these snowflakes that I use, but they're too bright white, so I'm going to go in with the exact same glaze, and I'm going to take it over just a little bit and rub it. You can do the same idea using a brown paint instead if that's what you have. So here you see that I am creating the word joy using the snowman as an O, and the J and the Y I got from printing them on my computer on cardstock. I put the font on the screen so you can check that out. So I print them, I cut them out with some scissors, and now I'm just tracing them with a pencil. After I've traced them, I'm taking the acrylic to some black acrylic paint and my daughter's paintbrush, because it's the one I found. It's just a Crayola double-sided paintbrush. I'm going to outline the letters, I'm going to paint the letters, and then I can set it aside to dry and work on some other parts of the board. So now it's time to make my snowman a little bit dressier. So I went back in with some more of that red felt, hot gluing that on. And then I'm going to be using more of the greenery from one of those little clips. And this time though, I decided that I would also use one of those snowflakes that I showed you earlier that I used the glaze on instead in the center. For the bow tie this time, I'm going in with just the red felt that I used on the hat as well. Again, hot gluing that on and attaching it back to my snowman. Now that my paint has dried, I'm adding a ton of hot glue to make sure that my snowman is nice and secure through whatever weather happens here in Texas. So I added a ton, and now it's time to do the rest of my board. So I grabbed this red twine, or jute twine, whatever you want to call it. I cut 2 pieces and tied a tiny knot on one end, and now I'm threading my snowflakes on the rest. Now I have 5 snowflakes on the bottom and 3 on the top. A total of 9 snowflakes is what you will need for this project. So I'm placing this on like a banner. So I'm going to use hot glue to secure the jute to the board. So I took that tied part to the top corner and I secured that. And then I'm going to take hot glue to the other 2 pieces after I place them and secure those as well. Now I'm adding just a little bit of hot glue to each one of the snowflakes so that they stay where I want them on the board in the spacing that I want them. And there you have it, a super cute Christmas porch sign. I hope you love how it turned out. I know that I do. I sure am having so much fun with all of my Christmas crafts. I would love to know which one of these 2 is your favorite. Leave that for me in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy this, and hit that subscribe button before you go. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.